Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, May 8th of 2022. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives to create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you. I hope if you are a mother that you do something kind for yourself and that you are just showered and surrounded with love and gratitude for all that you've done to bring life into this world. And if you are not a mother, I wish you the same. I wish you the same. We all are in this life journey together. We may not be physically manifesting life into this world, but we are all, as it says, it takes a village. It takes a collective of our humanity to shepherd the evolution of human beings and all of the creatures on this earth, as everything we do impacts everything that is done. And so, happy Mother's Day to you as the mother that you are, and all you do for our planet and all of the creatures of our planet. And a happy Mother's Day to our planet Earth herself. Now, our topic for today is the question of, can we eradicate disease? Can we eradicate disease? And so today, this comes from the book, the upcoming book, The Answer is Love, Questions to Explore as we transition into an era of peace. And it's looking with a future lens of, as we are living in the era of peace, universal harmony, unconditional love, an era where we are more identified with spirit than with physical body, right? We are spiritual beings in physical body. We have tended to identify more primarily with physical body and secondarily with spirit. As we transition into an era of peace and unconditional love, we will identify primarily as spirit with a body, as opposed to a body that contains a spirit, I think, in the questioning. So hopefully, I know the people who come here are beyond that question and living identified with the spirit as the collective of our humanity moves into an era of peace and universal harmony and unconditional love. We will identify primarily with spirit that has a body. And because we know that disease, the presence of disease in the body, often gives us an opportunity to look at the layers of our multifaceted selves and bring pieces of ourselves into harmony. It doesn't always mean that the reason for the disease is to do that. It doesn't always mean that if we do that, the disease will be healed, because there are other purposes for having disease in terms of the life journey in the spirit realm and the physical as well. And so it doesn't always mean that, you're really out of whack and therefore you have disease. It doesn't always mean that you get everything into alignment and you will be healed and live forever, right? Because let's face it, the body, the existence in body is not the end all be all of our life journey and our reason for it. It's what we identify with. But what we're looking at here is, to get to the point, when we are more identified with our spiritual beings, our spirit selves, and at that time, our physical, mental, and emotional layers of our being are more aligned and in sync with our spiritual beings, will we still have disease? And what will be the role of disease? So we're going to examine this today. We'll come into our meditation and healing circle, do our opening meditation. I'll read that chapter from the book, that section from the book, and then we'll do a guided meditation with all right, what do we need to do to bring the parts of ourselves into alignment now? And how can we allow that to inform us of what we need to do in our lives now to, number one, change the purpose of disease in our own lives and the way that it may or may not show up in our own lives. And then second, help us to make that transition into the era of peace and unconditional love and universal harmony now, and not wait to follow the cosmic shift, but actually make the shift now. Okay, so let's come into our circle. Let's come into our circle sitting shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. And just imagine this pure divine light streaming into the center of our circle. And let all of your being face into the center of the circle, face into this stream of pure divine light. And allow your entire being to meet this light and to be met by this light. Let this light, as it streams in, let it stream onto your face. Let it meet your eyes. Let it meet your ears. Let it meet your nose and your mouth and your skin and your cheeks and your jaw and your neck and your throat and your hair and all of the parts of you, all the way through to the core of your body and to your arms and your legs, and your entire being is being met with this light. And allow this light to seep into your body through your pores. And as it travels through your sensory organs, through your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, and through the pores of your skin, it's penetrating through all of the sensory organs and traveling into your electrical nervous system, through the electrical impulses into your nervous system, where the waves of light are transferred into electrical impulses that give information into your computer brains and your computer bodies, just like computers work. And let that light travel, and just imagine this light as a purifying light. So as it travels through your being, it is purifying and cleansing any of those places along your electrical impulse system that may be holding on to old pictures, images, stories, belief patterns that are blocking the flow of these electrical impulses, the electrical impulses of pure divine light. Just allow any of those old pictures, those old images, those old stories and beliefs that block the flow, just allow them to be cleansed by this light and released from your system as this light travels through. And allow this light, as it moves through your nervous system, allow it to restore and return your natural rhythms to their original state. Your inner knowing, your inner illumination, just let it be restored to your original knowing, and let the rhythms of the impulses as they flow through you be returned to their natural rhythm. So it's illuminating your original truth and restoring your natural rhythms as it travels through your body. This is the pure divine light. Ya Nur. Ya Nur. Ya Nur. And again, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your vibration of your unconditional love. And just experience this pure, unconditional love streaming into the center of our circle, filling all of this space with pure, unconditional love, the love that loves, and the love that loves to love, and the love that is the love. It is just love. And turn your heart center, that funnel of energy that extends from the front of your chest, from the front of your heart space, and just turn that to face into this stream of unconditional love. And let this pure, unconditional love stream into the center of our circle. And let your heart center, that funnel, just catch that stream. And let that stream flow into your heart. Cleaning, cleansing, purifying. And let that stream, just let it flow into your heart gently, kindly, lovingly, compassionately, knowingly with that, that loving wisdom of the mother. Today is Mother's Day. So just feel that most nurturing, loving, the unbreakable bond that flows in through the mother's love, the pure mother's love. Regardless of what state your relationship with your Earth Mother may be at this time, that pure, unconditional mother's love still exists. So let yourself tap into that energy and feel it as it flows through your heart, and allow it to meet your heart, and allow your heart to receive this flow of this pure motherly love. And just breathe it in and let your heart take it in all the way into its center. Breathing in this pure divine light and unconditional love. Ya Nur, Ya Wadud. 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 And take a full and gentle breath. And together, again, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your vibration of the eternal compassion. And this eternal compassion is the ocean of compassion that supersedes our world. It's the pre-eternity. Supersedes our 3D time-space reality, and fully contains and supports the entirety of our existence in our material realm in an ocean of eternal compassion. Eternal is beyond this realm. to the time and space where time and space do not exist in a linear fashion as they do here. So the entirety of our linear time-space reality is contained within this ocean of eternal compassion. So just feel the enormity of that. And even though it is enormous beyond this realm, it is the container of this realm. It is the ocean that flows through everything and supports and holds everything in this realm. It is the ocean of living consciousness. You know, as the human body is a microcosm of the macrocosm of our existence. One of the things that we're now saying, science is now saying about the human body, is the significance and importance of the interstitium. And the interstitium is all of that unnamed fluid that exists within the body that is like, you know, the fluid between all of the parts that we identify and give importance to. It's the ocean within. And this Rahman, the eternal compassion of our cosmic realm, our cosmic existence, is like that interstitium. It is the fluid that flows between all of the things that are identified and given like a name to and a significant importance and reality to. It is the ocean that flows through all, contains all, holds and supports everything within. So let yourself rest into this ocean and acknowledge its significance. This is our Rahman, the eternal compassion. It is a connective tissue in and of itself, a connective fluid. You know, and electricity and sound travel through fluid, through water. All of the meanings of all of the names and all of the electrical impulses and the sound waves and the light waves and everything that moves through our creation moves through this ocean of compassion. And all of the information and insights that come to you through these waves that travel through this ocean of compassion to reach you and inform you and support you and love you and hold you. So allow yourself to rest into this ocean and be held. And as I mentioned, our bodies hold an incredible amount of information for us as we move along this journey, this earth journey on this 3D time-space realm. You are primarily spirit, but you are traveling in a body, and the body is like a vehicle that has quite an elaborate computerized dashboard system that gives you all kinds of information about how you are traveling on this journey and the relationship between your spirit and this earth realm and everything that's here on this earth realm that you're here to interact with and learn from and process information from and move through and play out this earth realm, this earth journey. You're here to learn teachings for your soul that will help your soul to evolve on this journey as you are here. The body is an integral part of that, as it's always giving you information. And the dis-ease that we experience in this realm can often be experienced as the layers of our multifaceted being getting out of sync and out of harmony with us, or with each other, and with our core spirit selves, our knowing selves, and causing disruption in our field, in our energy body, in our electrical impulse systems, in our fluid body, in our heart body, in our emotional body, in our mental body. And all of these things, when they can get out of sync with each other, and we feel really out of sorts, and they begin to actually cause energetic blocks, and we get out of rhythm, and things can't flow, and there's constriction, and disease sets in. And disease is one of the reasons we have disease, is to bring, it's just the body's way of speaking, right? Where we might initially not even recognize that there is a discomfort in our lives. We may initially just think this is just life when we feel out of sync, or we feel distressed, or we feel that, things aren't going ideally or flowing in harmony. And often disease comes as a body's way of saying, hey, I really need you to pay attention to this now. So I'm calling your attention here so you can hear it. And it may be that you're meant to heal from that disease and bring everything into sync, and life is able to continue in physical body beyond a certain point. You've come to a healing, or to be prolonged. And it may be that you just learn this through the experience, whatever comes to you, and you still pass on from the body. And it may be that there's some other reason for you to have this disease that's beyond you, that's perhaps about your loved ones that you're traveling with, or something that the earth needs to experience from whatever you move through. We don't always know the reasons why. But I do believe there is something to learn from it. So the question is, as we live in the realm where we are more identified with our spirits and our soul bodies, and there's less fight from the physical, mental, and emotional realm, so there is more synchronicity there, and more flow and more harmony between the many layers of our being. What will be the role of disease? Will we be able to eradicate disease? So let me read from this chapter. It says, can we eradicate disease? In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Disease is sometimes used to teach us important lessons for the evolution of the individual soul and for the evolution of humanity. Some disease outbreaks have altered the course of humanity. The current pandemic, and this was written a little over a year ago, the current pandemic has the ability to steer humanity into a more humanitarian existence, including better treatment of animals, equality for all humans, respect for the earth, cooperation and selflessness over arrogance and independence. Can we learn to see beyond ourselves? Can we choose the good of the whole over our own self-gratification? Can we live in a manner that respects the earth's resources and minimizes pollution and the harmful impacts of the modern lifestyle? Can we dial way back to be satisfied with what we need, with what suffices us, over what we want, the excess and waste that has no greater purpose but only self-indulgent whims? or the things that we have come to believe that we need and must have that are really not a part of our basic fundamental needs that evolve our spiritual selves. I hesitate on that because I've strayed from the reading now, as you can tell. I hesitated on that because I don't want us to feel guilty and bad about the things that we have that do give us comfort and security. I also don't want us to take them for granted, especially where they are bringing some harm or at some great expense to the ability for our world to live in harmony. Not saying there's a not enoughness, but there is a wisdom to living in a way that supports the whole of the planet. And many of us in the United States have come to live in a way that supports our lifestyle that is so far out of sync with much of the world. And as the body of the world is out of sync, and we see the body of the planet is very sick right now, she needs to be brought back into harmony and wholeness, all the layers of her being as well. And so it means for us that we have to make changes in our lifestyle to bring things back into harmony so that the entire planet can heal. The planet and all of life that exists and subsists on this environment of this planet is one body. And this many facets of this one body are way out of harmony and way out of sync. So when we want to heal the one body, we have to bring all of the parts of it back into sync so that there is harmony and flow within the larger body. We have to do the same thing within our individual bodies. And oh, by the way, if we don't do it in the larger body, there will be nothing to sustain the life of our individual bodies. And when we do one, we do the other. It's not like we have to do something to bring the planet into harmony that means we won't survive. It's quite the opposite. So when we bring ourselves into greater harmony, it helps the planet. When we bring the planet into greater harmony, it helps ourselves. Okay, and back to the reading. Disease helps us to awaken a course correct if we listen and respond accordingly. It also calls home the souls who are ready to return from the confines of this material plane, when their purpose has been served and their time here is done. They meet me in my heart and swim in my ocean of mercy. Can we eradicate disease? No, not completely. Can we reduce the impact of disease? Yes, greatly. Food is the number one factor that impacts many aspects of disease, both the creation and the cure. Improper consumption, food choices and eating habits, poor combinations, overfilling the stomach, expecting the body to manage whatever we shove into it. The body will seek homeostasis even if it has to create disease to do it. Heed its warnings. Eat simply. Trust in sufficiency. Poor habits with food reflect unrest in the heart. Introspection, self-reflection, honesty, loving compassion with self brings healing and wholeness to mind and heart and helps to correct destructive patterns that cause disease. And let me interject here as well. This includes returning to a lifestyle, especially that around food, that enables the planet and all of the inhabitants of the planet to live peacefully and in harmony. This means no longer bringing harm to our animals, the animals of this planet, no longer killing them for food or clothing or jewelry or anything else that we take from them. It means no more of that. We must stop. It means no more of consuming the animal products. Really, if we really believe that everything on this planetary realm, the conditions of it and the energy of it impacts the planetary soup, the cosmic ocean, and we are immersed in the cosmic ocean and affected by the vibrations of the cosmic ocean, then we have to pay attention to the things that we are supporting and generating, the energies that we are supporting and generating in the earth realm that are pulsating into our cosmic soup, our cosmic ocean, and being thereby absorbed into our energetic beings and our own electrical impulse systems. So if we are supporting for instance, the factory farms that bring an enormous amount of trauma and terror into the physical realm, that pulsates into the cosmic soup, that then becomes a part of the ocean we swim in, that we can absorb into our beings. We need to extract ourselves from anything to do with that generation of that energy. Extract yourself from it. Get out of that loop. Don't contribute any of your energy to the support and proliferation of that impulse, of that electrical system. Pull your energy from it. And if enough of us do, it will fizzle out. It will die. And the people who are being sustained by that whole system financially, they will be taken care of. We bring our prayers and our intentions for the greater good of all of humanity and all of the animals and all of the planet. That whole system generates a great deal of negativity and illness that is put into our systems for animals, planet, humans, environment, all of it. So we need to withdraw our support and our energy from those cycles and put them toward the things that are more sustainability and supportive of the planet and of our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. And that in itself is going to play a huge part in reducing the existence and impact of disease on our physical bodies and on our planet, on our planetary body. So let me see where I left off there, I'm sorry. The body will seek homeostasis even if it has to create disease to do it. The body of our planet has created a great disease to wake us up. Heed its warnings, right? The planet is pretty much saying, I will not be able to sustain your life if you don't change your lifestyle. We need to heed the warnings. Our bodies tell us the same things when our bodies experience disease. So eat simply, trust in sufficiency. There is enough and you are enough. Poor habits with food reflect unrest in the heart. Introspection, self-reflection, honesty, loving compassion with self all bring healing and wholeness to mind and heart and helps to correct destructive patterns that cause disease. One more aside before I finish this last bit. is my teacher, my spiritual teacher, which a number of you knew and also studied with. One of the things that he said is that food would be our final frontier. And it's appearing to be that way on many layers of from the microcosmic to the macrocosmic. Food is paramount on our healing journey, and our relationship with food is paramount on our healing journey on the microcosm all the way to the macrocosm. Okay, and I'm back at the reading. The body can heal itself when we give it the proper conditions. This begins by stopping destructive patterns, then optimizing healthy patterns, healing the heart and mind simultaneously, cleaning up habits, clearing the body of obstructive energy patterns that block the flow of love and divine life force energies, aligning with purpose and passion, living from love, living in love and for love. All of these are needed together in tandem, in sync to eradicate disease. And sometimes still, I call my children home. When I do, this healing and harmony helps them to return peacefully with a knowledge of harmony in the material realm and a knowledge of love, a wholeness found only through living in love while in the body. So sometimes we're called to know this as much as we can in the physical body before we return home to the place outside of the body, to the realm of the pre-eternity. And that's a beautiful thing. So sometimes we think, I do all this healing work and my life is still ending. I don't know if you've ever spoken with someone who said that. I have, as I've done a lot of healing work with people that were still leaving the body. And they question, how is it I do all this work and still I'm going? And there will almost always come to a point of, I get it now. I've done the work and I'm ready to go. So we never really know what it's going to be. Whether it's I do the work and my life is prolonged, or I do the work and wow, now I have peace and I'm ready to go. Only between God and the individual can that be known. And it's usually only God that knows. But there are reasons, there are purpose. We won't fully eradicate disease, but we can certainly reduce its need greatly when we are proactive about living in harmony. The final sentence of this says, return to love. Know yourself. Know me. Know love. Live a healing lifestyle. It impacts you, the whole of humanity, all creatures of the planet, all elements, and the planet itself. Live to know love. To return to be in unity with all things, all of creation, in unity with yourself, in unity with me, in unity with love. Healing means to make whole. Healing means to make whole. Wholeness comes through love. Through love. Love without conditions. Wholeness comes through love. And when we are living in love, pure love without conditions, think about that. All of the parts of yourself that you have ever thought were incomplete or unlovable or wrong or bad or unworthy or guilty or shamed or any of those things that we put on parts of ourselves. Unconditional means that they are worthy of love too. So let's take a minute now and just call all the parts of yourself, those who feel complete and worthy and in sync with love, and all of the parts of yourself that feel unworthy, unlovable, shameful, guilty, whatever may come up. Just let everything kind of gather in a circle around you, in front of you. And I invite you to just really drop into your heart, that place we've been hanging out in that place of unconditional love and compassion and pure divine light that exists in the center of your heart. So breathe into that center and let yourself tap into that unconditional love and pure divine light in your heart. And be there. Be there, receiving love, breathing love, being love. And as all of these places come together around you, I invite you to just witness them without judgment. The judgment, we have a judgment, sometimes it's hard to be out of judgment with ourselves when these things come forward, but everyone has them and they're a part of the journey. We can't get through this life without having them. So invite them to gather with you and imagine this unconditional love holding and supporting and containing all of you and all of these pieces of you. That means that everything, no matter what, is held and contained in unconditional love. The unconditional love doesn't say, I'm not going to hold you until you change or shift or heal or eradicate. No, unconditional means unconditional. So imagine this pool of pure unconditional love holding and supporting all of these parts of yourself as you rest into the center of your heart, the place in you that knows unconditional love, and witness all of these parts coming forth and to see them held in this beautiful, gentle water of unconditional love. And invite them just to rest into this ocean of unconditional love. Invite them to be held as they are. Invite them to receive love as they are. Imagine them being saturated with this water of unconditional love. Invite them to feel the love and be loved. And just witness them. They may be able to, they may not be able to, and that's okay. They're still held in this ocean. And they might change and shift form or dissolve into the ocean as they let go of their barriers. Become one with the ocean of unconditional love, and that's okay too. Just breathe in that pure unconditional love, and as you exhale, drop and land into that ocean of unconditional love, and witness all the parts of yourself all held in unconditional love. Unconditional love is pure acceptance. Again, it's not saying, I will accept you if you change. It's saying you are accepted and loved as you are. You are accepted and loved as you are. I don't want to call on Yah Ghafur. I think last week we called on Ghafar, which is just that it's like that Ghah comes from a deep in the chest space, and it opens things up there, opens up the places of constriction and kind of excavates them, and the F sound is just opening them, opening to immediately receive this transmission of light. And the Ghafur takes that deeper so that it becomes fully embodied in your being, that light, that radiant of the light. The radiance of the light becomes embodied. And this really goes all the way to the soul level, so that you're all the way to the soul level can see the teachings. That light illuminates what it hasn't been able to see before, and it's able to connect all of the dots, and your whole being can I see now. I see the purpose and all of the pieces and how they come together and come into sync with each other. And it's like your soul gets it, and your soul can incorporate its soul teachings. All of these life lessons get incorporated into the soul teaching so that the soul can evolve. That's Ghafur. Ghafur. So call in the divine name of Ghafur. And as you sit in this place, immersed in unconditional love, with all of the parts of yourself that may or may not feel worthy of love, hanging out in this ocean of unconditional love with you, everything contained together within the love that knows no conditions and could care less about what conditions we believe that love would have on these parts of ourselves. Love is love. We have conditions, the love does not. So as we rest in this love with all of the parts of ourself together, we call on Ya Ghafur, the Ghafur, and the Gah. It's like a GH sound that comes from the chest. Let that open up and excavate, clean out those places of constriction so that they open to receive and embody the light that illuminates truth. And let this Ghafur, as this truth comes into those places that have been opened up and excavated, that were holding the constriction. Let these places be filled with this light that carries you through those openings all the way through the layers of your being, illuminating and aligning everything so that it all makes sense and you receive an integrated life lesson, a soul teaching that allows your soul to evolve. Ghafur. And let yourself just be embodied with this radiance of pure divine light. Ghafur. And all of the parts of yourself, you can make the same invitation to them as we ripple the sound waves and the energy of Ghafur, and the meaning of Ghafur is carried through those waves that ripple through this ocean of unconditional love to all the parts of ourselves. So as you speak that Ghafur, let those sound waves ripple through this ocean of unconditional love to all the parts of yourself, carrying that meaning. That meaning is to open up the places of constriction, release what has been held within those places of constriction, have that immediate opening and transferring of this space to embody the pure, radiant light of your source, to illuminate the truth, connect all the dots, so you receive your life lesson and it is transferred into your soul teaching. and your soul can evolve. Ya Ghafur. Ya Ghafur. Ya Ghafur. And I want to just note that every part of your being has an existence in your mental layer, in your emotional layer, in your etheric layer, your energy body, in your heart layer. It's your emotional body all the way in through to the core of your depths of your heart, your knowing self. And of course, your physical body. So every bit of unrest has some existence in every one of those layers. So as this Ghafur opens you up to embody that radiant light, let that radiant light travel through all of those layers, aligning and synchronizing those layers of yourself to align and be illuminated, and let it travel all the way through into the layers of your soul. And let all of that be illuminated. Right? When we were talking about that sometimes if you have disease, sometimes the purpose of the disease is to help you to align all of these layers so that you can receive that life lesson, soul teaching, and evolve the soul. And then you can move on, staying in physical body. Sometimes that opportunity is there and you do not stay in physical body. You continue to move on, but from a place of harmony and peace. And sometimes we just don't know. But let this be, let this inform you. What does this want to inform you? As you bring in that Ghafur, how is your being informed of what you need to reduce the occurrence and impact of disease in your life, and to do your part, as it will automatically do, to lessen the occurrence and impact of disease on the physical planet in our 3D realm. Right? One, everything affects everything else. Everything is a microcosm of the macrocosm. So as you affect one, you affect the other and the all. So just let that Ghafur, let that light travel through all the layers of your being, bringing all of the layers of your being into harmony, into alignment, into a synchronous rhythm, a synchronous flow, and let this light travel through that pathway, illuminating truth all along the way, and delivering that truth, opening all of the parts of your being to that truth, all the way through your heart and into the depths of your soul. Ya Ghafur, Ya Ghafur. Ya Ghafur. And just say yes to whatever it is that you are receiving. Say yes and receive, receive, receive. And I want to invite you to take a full and gentle breath now. And just your energy, if your energy has dissipated out or spread out into the cosmic field around you, I want to invite you to inhale and draw all of your energy into your core. And as you exhale, drop down and land into your hips. Do that a few times. Inhale, draw your energy into your core. Exhale, drop down and land into your hips. Inhale, draw all of your energy into your core. Exhale, drop down and land into your hips, and feel your energy move through your hips, through your legs, all the way into your feet, and feel your connection on earth. You can inhale in again and just feel your energy as you stretch out your shoulders and your arms, and feel your presence all the way into your shoulders, arms, and the palms of your hand, tips of your fingers. You are fully present in your body and grounded as you are still immersed in this unconditional love. And as Yah Ghafur continues to align all of the layers of your being all the way through your heart and into the depths of your soul to bring you the soul teachings and the soul evolution that you are here for. So a big sigh, and let's bow our hearts in gratitude for what you have received, and an extra prayer for the Mother Earth on this Mother's Day, as we all thank her for what she has done to hold us and contain us in this earth realm, so that we can have this experience of this life journey. And as we bow, let's just make a commitment to come into greater harmony and sync with her rhythms and her body as we seek to heal ourselves and we seek to heal the larger body of the planet, our Mother Earth. All right, and with that, I'm going to bring this to a close and open for the Q&A. If you have something you'd like to share, please press star 2. If you're on the webcast, you can type in and I'll read it from there. Before I end the recording, let me just say, for those listening to the recording, you are invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. You can find information for joining us live at communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive reminders and replays, and I'll send you a free gift. It's a one-sheet that is a reminder of the truth of who and what we are and what this world is about. It helps us to remember, to put things in our pathway to help us remember as often as possible what this world is about, so that we don't get caught up in the things that do take us out of harmony and out of sync with what supports the greater life and the greater good for the whole. It also comes with a 15-minute guided meditation you can download to make a part of your daily practice, so that you are renewing continuously your alignment with your own inner dynamics of love, your inner essence, of love and compassion and pure divine light. All right. And with that, I end the recording and open for the Q&A. I thank you very much.